Hey, what's going on, guys? Rick with Rick's Toy Room. So, haven't done a video in a while, and mainly because I've been going squirrel with a bunch of other crap that I've been doing. Um, and now my neighbor's starting shit. Cool. Um, Quick update on life. So, we're going to do a bunch of different changes to the channel. We're going to do a bunch of different changes to the house. First and foremost is the fact that I want to break the channel up into different segments. So I want to keep my collector channel, Rick's Toy Room, primary. I may either make a sub video section where I'm doing my 3D prints, or I'll do a new 3D print video, and then we're going to do like my arcade, gamer channel, whatever, for all the different builds and different crap that I get into. Like when we did the restore of NBA Jam, when we started talking the restore of Killer Instinct, and then when we start building the Batocera based light gun machine that I want. So with that, that's first highlights. Let's get that out of the way. Now let's talk about what we're doing in the house. So the house is still under legal problems, just because of the fact that I'm still suing the HOA. The HOA is still countersuing me. And even though we've come to an agreement, none of the lawyers can seem to figure out how to make fucking paperwork work. So I just recently got an email from the lawyer saying, hey, look, you owe us some more money, because we had to send, crap back and forth between the two lawyers. And I'm like, when is this going to be done? We started this in June of 25. It's now March of 26. We've almost gone an entire year over leaves in a rock bed. So it's been interesting. Granted, the HOA has left me alone for the last 6 months now, which is great. But at the same token, we haven't gotten into the summer, and I'm fully prepared to hear just all kinds of shit from them. So since I'm going to have to be here for a while, we're going to take the house from its current half-filled state back to usefulness, right? So everything I own, I took all my collectibles, all the stuff that would take a while to pack. I spent like a week and I packed everything. I tore all the walls down. I patched all the holes. I repainted the rooms. If you remember in way earlier videos, this room used to be pink. But since I've got to be here still for a little bit, the intent now is that I'm going to make some changes. First and foremost is I'm turning my old game room into a theater. It's not very big, but at the same token, it's going to be big enough for what I want, which is sit down, watch 3D movies. There was a new projector that came out by a company called AWOL. They put it on Kickstarter. They announced it. They made an awesome deal if you backed it. So early backers got this $5,000 ultra short throw projector for $2,000. And I was like, for the similar Optimer projector that I used to own, which was phenomenal, by the way, a current model's $3,500. So if I can buy a new ultra short throw for $2,000, that's going to have 3D capabilities, 200-inch throw, all the newest technology for being in lit rooms, like I was in. So I bought a new projector, or at least I backed a new projector. I've got to pay for it at the end of the month, and then it'll ship first week of April. So I need somewhere to put it. Now, I don't want to put it in the living room because I already have an 87-inch in the living room, and really, there's a lot of light that comes in the living room. Plus, I like to spend a lot of time there, and it's like I don't need the projector in the living room. Now, granted, AWOL's got all these cool floor-to-ceiling projector screens that can rise up off the ground, and between my Roomba and the dogs, it's just a bad place for the projector. So I want the screen and the projector somewhere that won't necessarily get a lot of hair and dirt and all that crap in it. So we're going to turn the old game room into the movie room. To do that, right now the old game room is storage for all the collectibles I haven't already sold, as well as just general storage, right? So I threw my filing cabinet in there, my Oakley display. I put my the other arcade machines in there because I was like, I'll turn that back into the game room. Well, there's just not enough room. I mean, I could, if I got all the boxes out, I could put NBA Jam there and I could make it an arcade, but not really what I want to do, especially now that I have a new projector coming. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the office into half arcade, half 3D printer, and 1/4 workspace, which obviously the math doesn't work because it's Kindle math. So half plus quarter equals 100% cool room. But we're going to do that today. So we're going to clean up the 3D print mess I have back here. This was another project. We're going to move the Disney table out, the chairs out, the rug out. We're going to bring the arcade machines back in here, try to cram them in here. We're going to put the filing cabinet and the Oakley display back in here. And then we're going to figure out where everything else in the house is going to go. I got to figure out where I'm putting the Mickey table. I got to figure out what I'm doing with the chairs. I need to figure out where I'm putting all the extra boxes. Good news is I have still a lot of storage space in this house because I'm a single guy with 2 dogs and 4 bedrooms. Currently, one's being used by a squatter. We won't talk about Uncle Dusty. But all jokes aside, the guest room is being used by a guest, so I still have space to put things. I'm going to take the old liquor cabinet. If you've ever seen some of my old photos on Instagram, I took this bookshelf that I bought from Target. I made it this really cool lighted liquor cabinet. Then this chick, and I will say dating loosely, was like, man, they did it, me, bachelor, go get a liquor cabinet. So I bought a liquor cabinet, but it doesn't hold all the liquor that I own. So probably going to move that back into the living room, turn that back into its liquor display like it once was in its glory days. And then, like I said, we'll use, I got a spare closet that I don't really use for much. It's kind of like a oversized linen closet. I'm going to basically store as much crap in there as I can. So let's get to it. I'm going to show you guys a couple of videos, give you a quick walkthrough of what we're working with. And then we're going to start moving boxes, moving stuff, cleaning out that room, measure the wall to see how big of a screen I can put in there. I really want to get a 200-inch. And then we'll decide how we're going to handle things. I'm going to decorate the room with all my movie posters, because I got back into collecting those, especially all the signed ones. So I'm going to pull all my signed movie posters up. We'll put a couple of the light boxes in there. Yeah, so we're going to decorate and make a home theater room. For now, the chairs will probably go in there until I get a futon or something that I can put up and enjoy sitting and watching movies. We're going to cram as much stuff as we can in here, and then we'll see what we do with all the extra stuff we own. So let's get to it. All right, so here is the office as it currently stands. So this was a 3D printed project, which again, I'm going to move my 3D printed stuff to a new channel and just do a channel of just my 3D printing, my models, things I'm designing, why I'm doing it, etc. We're going to take the Mickey desk that came out of, I think this came out of the Polynesian, and we're going to take the Pirates of the Caribbean rug, which came out of the Art of Animation, or was it maybe it was Pop Century. Doesn't matter. One of the Disney hotels had this when they did their Pirates room. It was the Pirates rug plus the beds, etc. We're going to move that out of here. So we're going to put the Killer Instinct and Street Fighter here. I should have enough room to make them both fit. We'll get them plugged in. This table is either going to go into my bedroom, or it's going to go where the dog boxes are, and I'll put the dog boxes under. And the rug is probably going to end up going into my bedroom, which I'm not mad at it. So that's what's going to happen here. I have a little bit of storage space still in this closet, which I've turned into my makeshift 3D printer, shipping. Like, those are some of my collectibles I'm keeping. This is all the crap that I use for my 3D printed projects. This is the rack that I was keeping, things I was selling on eBay. This is all my extra materials, filaments, shipping boxes, yada, yada, yada. So this closet's got to stay accessible, but at the same token, we can use it. And there's my posters. There is the Mortal Kombat 2, which is going to go up and then going to have to come back down to get signed next week at MegaCon. And then this cool double door area was the game room. By the way, I told you the house is a mess. That is the skeleton of the light gun machine that we're going to build with the Sinden light guns, the 3D printed holsters that I made, and the test TV that we were playing with. I've already started pulling some stuff down, but there's my Oakley display, my filing cabinet that's going back in the office. I got to figure out where I'm going to put that. That's not going to be permanently mounted. I got to figure out what's going on with that. This was the old liquor cabinet. Right now it's storage for a bunch of loose toys, some old posters, my PS5, a bunch of crap I never boxed up, extra shipping boxes, and then all the crap that I'm keeping. Now, if you've ever seen old Instagram photos, you remember that this wall here had the TV that's on the kitchen table right now. On speed racks, I had the PlayStation 5, my PlayStation VR 2, and then all my collector edition box sets were displayed with cool lights, etc. This wall all the way across had my Street Fighter machine in the corner, Street Fighter action figures, Castlevania action figures. It was covered ceiling to floor in Hot Wheels. You can barely tell. I patched all those holes, I painted, got the room ready to sell the house, and ideally I was going to throw all this crap in a storage unit and then try to sell the house, and then, like I said, we ran into a legal battle. So we are going to start with this room. We're going to move this, that. We're going to get these boxes here are all crap that's going to be sold at the garage sale, so I got to find a temporary home for that. Probably just go back in the corner until we're ready. I'm going to move the majority of this probably into my walk-in closet, because that's where I've got a lot of space to store it, and maybe I'll go through and find more crap to sell. Yeah, that's it. And then this closet is completely filled with my personal collection. The dogs are barking at the neighbors. I have some space here, so I may put some more boxes in there. But yeah, so that's what we're going to get going to. Let me start moving all the stuff around. This is the before. We'll see the after. We're going to measure this wall. Like I said, I hope that I can get 200 inches diagonal, and I'm going to kill some dogs. All right, so progress video. The filing cabinet, Oakley display, Zippo displays back. all the arcades are in here. I moved out the table. I got to move the chairs still. I still have everything else functional. And once I move that over to the right, the nosy ass dogs can look out the windows. All right, onto the game room, or the new theater room. So went ahead and got all the arcades out, moved a few of the boxes, moved the cabinet. That's back in the living room. So now what I got to do is move all this crap, box that crap, move the TV, put those away, find temporary storage for the garage sale crap. And then what I think I'm going to do is, I'm pretty confident I'm going to build the grid rack. I'm going to put it back over here where this display was, and I'm going to fill that with all my media center stuff. The PlayStation, the movies, all that will all go here, plus my popcorn buckets. And like I said, we're going to line the walls with movie posters, put movie posters all over here, and the theater will be ready. So, all right, so update. We have all the chairs moved out. All the arcade machines are in. I got to put my poster tubes away. Still got to move that a second. But the office is essentially filled. Brought the whiteboard back in here, even though it's not hung up. And we got the new movie theater cleaned up. So last thing I need to do for the movie theater is I want to put my posters up. And I'm still missing a couple. They're in the other room. But I want to get those up. I'm going to put blackout curtains there. I have my popcorn buckets, most of them, my 3D Blu-rays. I re-put some more crap in the display because I didn't feel like boxing it. And since I had to put the shelves up, I used it for storage. Luckily, my walk-in closet was big enough to fill all the crap that I had here that wasn't going to the garage sale without being like in the way and not looking like a full storage unit. So next couple things to do: measure this wall, make sure I can get at least 120-inch projector on here. I want to do 200. So that's that. I may sell the chairs at the garage sale so I can get myself, like I said, maybe like a futon or a couple nice recliners in here. And then that whole wall will be for my 3D movies while we wait to sell this house. In the meantime, like I said, I'm going to put the posters up, or at least try to put them up without putting a bunch of holes in the wall. I got some other like movie poster stuff up there and I want to put up, kind of fill this top area up. I got some more Blu-rays to bring out here. And then, yeah, once the projector and everything gets here, we'll do another video closing it out. And correct, there is no theater room that is complete without a Star Wars poster. I got to go find the top piece for that. I've got the other Mortal Kombat, so I'm going to do like the list of Mortal Kombats. I'm going to put my Chucky above my Scream, so I'll do like probably all my signed movie posters up here. So Chucky, Addams Family, Jurassic Park, and then probably put like the Mortal Kombats back here, Star Wars back here. We'll decide. The biggest problem I now have is that I have, let me sit my happy self down here for a second. I think the biggest problem I'm going to have now is figuring out what I'm going to do with the other two TVs in the house, because again, one used to be here, one was on the wall in my office, but I've got them both taken down. So I got to find a new home for those guys. But for now, progress. All right, I'm going to get the posters hung, get the rest of the Blu-rays out here, and then yeah, like I said, we just got to wait to, I got to measure the wall, and can't wait to get these up. I want to get light boxes for these. There's all my autographs. BD Wong, Joseph Mazzaro, and the chick that played Lex, and then Christina Ricci, and Christopher Lloyd is right there in red, and then Christy Ellis and what's his name that played Andy from the Child's Play series. So I can't wait to get those up. And then, like I said, that's going to have Karl Urban. But like I said, I got to figure out what I'm going to do with the two TVs, and I got to figure out what I'm going to do for real chairs. And hopefully I'll make enough money at the garage sale to order the screen and get the screen put up so that once the projector's here, we just mount that bad boy to the floor, call it a day. All right, we'll be back.